A very warm welcome to you on the Gavel. I'm Linda Akibi. Now on Tuesday, January 23rd, former President Olusegun Obasanjo released a special press statement which has taken the country by storm. In the press statement, he advised President Muhammadu Buhari not to contest in 2019 and also faulted this administration's handling of security challenges in the country, specifically the farmers and herdsmen clashes. As expected, federal lawmakers had a lot to say about the issues detailed in the special press statement.
On Tuesday, January the 23rd, former President Olusegun Obasanjo released a strongly worded press statement addressed to President Buhari. In the statement titled "The Way Out, a Clarion Call for Coalition for Nigeria Movement," President Obasanjo bared his mind on what he considers critical national issues confronting the nation at this time. This is not the first time former President Obasanjo is writing to a sitting president or head of state. He heavily criticized former President Jonathan and also the late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, expressing disappointment in the manner they ran their government. The recent statement, which many describe as a bombshell, took federal lawmakers by surprise.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo is not a man that is known to be a sycophant. He is a man who has always been known to hold no prisoners and always express his views and positions and submissions openly. And he is not doing that because he doesn't like President Muhammadu Buhari. He has been speaking on national issues even before he became a president and after he was a president. He spoke the truth to President Shehu Shagari. He spoke the truth to former President Ibrahim Babangida. He spoke the truth to Abacha. He spoke the truth to Shonekan. And he spoke the truth to Jonathan and Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. So for a man with a track record of speaking truth to power, I believe that the president should listen to him. Of concern today is the division and the divisiveness, the crisis befacing our country. But we must recognize and appreciate the fact that President Muhammadu Buhari has done a lot of good. He has been able to dislodge a ruling party out of power, and he has also been able to lay a foundation for a corrupt-free Nigeria, and he has also been able to restore the dignity of our country and the image globally. But there are issues of today that seriously undermine his integrity, his reputation, and simply stain the character of him as a person.
I think there should have been a better means of raising these issues, not in the public square. And from what I know, I don't know whether you are privy to any information, nobody has come forward to say that Olusegun Obasanjo has met 1 to 3 times with President Muhammadu Buhari, where he has put forward some of his thoughts, some of his suggestions, that Buhari became impervious to it or refused to act on it. So that is why I think the public statement is not made in good faith. And if you look at it, the last time we were speaking on the floor of the Senate, I said that there are certain subterranean forces that are out, from my own perspective, to see how to send away President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019. If you look at what is happening, from the issue people are capitalizing everywhere to stigmatize and hate the average Fulani man. That is politics, not an issue. Muhammadu Buhari is a Fulani man by extraction, by birth. He cannot remove the thing. And by providence, today is the head of state. So he has been boxed into a corner. He acts, then people say, yes, the man has acted against his own. He does not act, or if he tries to ensure that there is truth and justice, they say, yes, he has an agenda.
And
I think, honestly, the country belongs to all of us. And I think that every citizen, including President Olusegun Obasanjo, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, has a right to air their views on what direction they think the country should take. I would rather want to commend the federal government for their very mature and considered response to the letter. It's not like in the past where once somebody says something that is considered negative to the government, the next thing you see is that the government pays people to begin to abuse the person and insult the person and all that. The response of the government, in my view, was quite calm, responsive and considerate. And I commend the government for that. I also commend President Obasanjo for always having the courage to air his opinions and speak up on issues that he feels are germane to the nation. And I think that that is how these things should be looked at. There are different opinions on matters, and then people should have a right to express themselves in a democracy. And the government should be mature enough to be able to take blows when it comes. Look at what is real. It's not every issue in the letter that is real. But if there are things that are real in the letter, the government is still in power. They still have the time and the opportunity to correct those things that people may be misunderstanding. And then if there are things that are not accurate, they point out to him that this is not correct and this is not correct. And then the country moves on.
In the statement, former President Obasanjo drew the attention of President Buhari to the security challenges confronting the country, particularly the farmers-herdsmen clash. He says, quote, "The herdsmen-crop farmers issue is being wittingly or unwittingly allowed to turn sour and messy. It is no credit to the federal government that the herdsmen rampage continues with careless abandon and without finding an effective solution to it. And it is a sad symptom of insensitivity and callousness that some governors, a day after 73 victims were being buried in a mass grave in Benue State without condolence, were jubilantly endorsing President Buhari for a second term. The timing was most unfortunate. The issue of herdsmen-crop farmers dichotomy should not be left on the political platform of blame game. The federal government must take the lead in bringing about solution that protects life and properties of herdsmen and crop farmers alike, and for them to live amicably in the same community."